Una Ado and welcome to the 11 of Learning Economics with me, Mohammed Safufana. Of course, we dey continue with a series. We don't dey go, we don't done with day 10. Now, let me say we don't done the first part. Now we dey come to the second part of the series. So, una welcome again. So, we dey continue with we tutorial. So today we dey talk about mixed economy. In we two previous classes, we talk about capitalist and socialist. We say capitalist economy na economy wey na the private sector, that is na the businessman dem dey run am. Wherein we talk say socialist economy na economy wey na the government dey run am. Now, let me talk about mixed economy. Mixed economy na a mixture of both the capitalist economy and the socialist economy. That is, in get both the features or characteristics of both the capitalist economy and the socialist economy. So, in this economy, na the private sector and the government they run am all two together. They all two na then they run this economy. So this economy, now let me say, most of the countries them na the world, now this type of economy they use where na mixed economy. Wherein then they get a contribution from the private sector and also the government sector. So now let me come to some characteristics them or some features of a mixed economy. One, mixed economy, wetin we dey produce or wetin the country dey produce e dey determined by both the government and also the private sectors. That is, the private sector dey determine wetin for produce and also the government sector also dey determine wetin for produce. The second one, ownership of certain resources dem or factors of production, that is land, labour, capital and entrepreneur. Dem dey owned by both the government sector and also the private sector. That is, ownership not only limited to private sector or only the government. Ownership dey with both the government and also the private sector. The next one wey na the other feature of a mixed economy is that the private sector or the businessman dem na dem dey account for large amounts of the employment na the country. Dem dey provide job for boku boku people dem na the economy. Dat thing mean say as an individual e go make e choice, either e work for the government sector or e work for the private sector. It's up to you. Unlike the socialist economy wey na the government dey provide job for you, dem dey limit you with the type of job wey you for do. But mixed economy, you can either work for the private sector or you work with the government sector. It's up to you. So you get freedom for choose the type of opportunity or the type of job wey you want. So the other one, although we get boku boku one there, let me say this na the last one wey we go talk for this video. The last one is that government dey provide and maintain infrastructural facility. That is, most of them infrastructure, the railway, road, and the other thing dem na government dey provide for im citizens dem. So most of infrastructure in terms of building stadium, in terms of doing other facility, transportation, and all the rest, government telecommunication. For example, in Sierra Leone we get the NATCOM wey dey regulate we telecommunication company. So government na im dey provide most of the infrastructural facilities dem in terms of building road, railway and other stuff dem. So dis na some of the feature of dis economy wey we call a mixed economy. Now let we come to the advantages and the disadvantages of dis economy. How dis economy important to we, and wetin na im disadvantages dem of am, how im bad to we. Now, one of the advantages of a mixed economy. Now, we say mixed economy and economy wherein both the private sector and the government sector involved. One of the advantages of a mixed economy is that since the government they produce and also the private sector they produce, there will be a somehow competition between both of these two entities them. Yeah. So when competition they make wetin there is efficient use of resources. So in dey cut down the cost of production whilst in dey maximize profit. So let me say people are not go dey waste resources again because one, government dey produce, private dey produce. So competition go come between the all two. Now other the thing is that in dey control exploitative ten dency, that is no go the private sector no go dey exploit you. You know say one of the features dem or one of the disadvantages of capitalist economy is say dey dey form a monopoly wherein dem go charge price wey dem want, den dey sack una how una want, the private sector dem go dey so. But when the government sector dey, den the government sector den dey control exploitative because dem dey form a labour union, for example the ministry of labour, wey go dey in charge for look at all the labour all dem business people dem and control dem, regulate dem. So e dey prevent exploitative ten dencies. So the next one na creation of employment opportunity. Of course employment opportunity go dey since you go compare between the government sector and the private sector, side go go both side dey provide job opportunity. So of course in dey be good for we, in dey be good for we, e dey good for we wherein you go able choose either I work na the private sector or let me work na the government sector. So this also na other advantage. So the next one is that of course in dey be fall in cost of living because why the private sector in the public sector dey also dey provide. So when dey provide dem go make affordable one, the government go either make affordable one, dem go both make affordable one for the citizens dem. So e dey cut down the cost of living. So now let we come to the disadvantages dem of this. So one of the disadvantages of this economy, there will be always disagreement between the private sector and the government sector. Always dem go dey make wahala because the government wan go so, the private sector dem wan go so. So always disagreement go dey between dem. And also if a government say okay let there be price control, the private sector dem no go look into dat day because maybe sometimes dem go don spend more, den government say for example e don spend more for produce a farm, den government e don spend over 30 or 40,000 for produce a farm, den government say okay now you need for sell dat farm at 15,000 because dem go wan put a price control for benefit dem people dem. No, you know you as business person no go succumb to dat. So there will be this disturbance in price mechanism. If the government say una sell so, una the private sector dem say una sell too, na den ten dem you go dey see strike, private sector dey sell dey strike while government sector. So unless there will be this disagreement or in the price mechanism until dem find a solution, and between dem period the citizens dem go dey suffer because maybe if na good wey na the private sector dey produce, how the citizen dem go get access to all dem things dem dey. So there will be always this problem. And the other thing again, if the government decide for setting taxes at higher rate, mind you say tax na the main source whereby government dey make e revenue. So if the government decide say okay now we dey settle tax at an higher rate, e dey show say e dey discourage the private entities dem for make dem dey put more money into the business because dem go see am say at the end of the day dem get for give na government dem dey work for. So you dey see say the private investment dem or the private government entities dem dey be somehow disturb and wey dey make dem dey remove some of the resources dem and invest dem in other activities rather than business. So dis na some of the disadvantages dem of dis economy. We take some example of mixed economy, country dem wey dey operate in mixed economy dem boku. But let we look at this one, the United Kingdom. Of course, you know, say the United Kingdom comprises of the Great Britain, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. So we get also France, Germany, Nigeria, Ghana, and the last one we now we own country, Sierra Leone. Of course, Sierra Leone will operate in a mixed economy. In my next video, we go look at Sierra Leone economy in proper, how in operate, so we understand why we say Sierra Leone economy na a mixed economy. So now, of course, in a nutshell, mixed economy na economy where you get a feature of both a capitalist and also a socialist country, where the business people get handy and also the government sector also get handy. So this now all we need for know about mixed economy for now, and I'll tell una thank you, and as we don't come to the end of the video, so we meet next. So we don't come to the end of the video. If you like the video, you can like, comment, and share. You can follow me on my Facebook page and also subscribe to my YouTube page. So if you get any question, comment, suggestion, or thing where you go want add to the series, you can message me na the number where they show na your screen. I will reply you. So una thank you and tata, and I hope for see you na the next class.